Now, children, let me introduce you to a few scientists whose experiments and findings proved the presence of subatomic particles in an atom. Sir Humphrey Davy. He conducted experiments with electricity, yes, and he discovered the presence of electrical charges in substances, and he established the presence of two types of charges, positive and negative charge in any substance. And he said that these electric charges enabled a substance to react with other substances. He isolated many elements like potassium, sodium, barium, boron from compounds using electricity. So using electricity, he found that there are presence of two charges, positive and negative charge in atoms. Sir Michael Faraday. He is known as the father of electricity. Yes, he along with Humphrey Davy, he found that electricity can be passed through liquids. He proposed the law of electrolysis. Yes, what is electrolysis? Certain liquid substances can be separated into their components by passing electricity through them. He proposed the law of electrolysis, but he couldn't explain the reasons behind this process. That was his failure there. An example of electrolysis process is given in the picture. You'll be learning about it later. Okay. Next, coming to Heinrich Geissler. He was a German physicist and a glass blower. Yes, he was skillful in making of glass. So he invented the discharge tube or the vacuum tube. Yes, he eliminated the air from the vacuum tube, and this invention helped him in understanding that electricity can pass through gases also. Yes, so it was a major discovery by him. So the picture given is Geissler tube. Yes, so it is made of glass and it was used as a low pressure gas discharge tube. Julius Plucker. He also discovered that electric current can pass through gases at very low pressure, and this is termed as electric discharge. That is, the passage of electric current through gases at very low pressure is termed as electric discharge. He also found that if the pressure inside the discharge tube or the vacuum tube is decreased beyond a certain limit, then during the electric discharge a glow of light was seen on the sides of the glass tube. When a magnet was placed near the globe, he found that it got deflected or the position of the globe changed, which indicated that there is presence of electric charge in the rays that emerged from the gases in the discharge tube. So a picture of Julius Plucker's experiment is shown there. You can find a positive electrode and negative electrode. Yes, and when current was passed through the gases or through the gas in the discharge tube, you can find a glow emerging. Yes, and when a magnet was placed there, you can find that the glow got deflected, proving that it was charged. William Crookes. So he developed a discharge tube which was a modified form of Geissler's tube, and this tube helped him in the clarification of the nature of gas used. Okay, so he called it as cathode ray tube. He carried out electric discharge in the cathode ray tube. He carried out many experiments in the Crookes tube. So let us see the working of the Crookes tube. So we take gases at very low pressure inside the discharge tube, and we have a cathode and the anode connected to high voltage power supply. So if we switch it on, what happens? Rays emit from the cathode and it falls on the screen, a phosphor screen present on the opposite side, and a paddle is placed in between. Can you see a blue paddle placed in between? So when a paddle is placed in between, a shadow is cast on the screen. Can you see a shadow? Rest of the area has a green fluorescence, whereas where a paddle is placed, that area a shadow is appearing, right? That is because cathode rays travel in straight line. Okay, so you can see 4 pictures of the Crookes tube. In the first case, the power is switched off. The second case, when the power is switched on, you can see the glow. Yes. And in the third case, they have placed a magnet. And you can see that when a magnet is placed, the rays gets deflected. As the shadow doesn't appear at the same point, it gets deflected. And again, when we reverse the magnet, again the deflection goes in the opposite direction, proving that these rays are charged particles. Okay, and it was named as cathode rays. The picture tube of TV and X-ray tube are nothing but cathode ray tubes. Okay, so we'll see in the next class. Take down the notes and answer the assignment questions.